Second day in a row that I am rolling out the on location video. Certainly, it's not necessarily that unusual for me to do things on location here, but with me just rolling out that new video format for the office, I'm sure the timing could not have been less convenient. But I had a few hours free in my day, so I decided to go to the library and get some work done. So as to where I'm at right now, yesterday I had a writing session in the evening. I did one that morning. I also did one in the evening. And I wrapped up the second draft edits of that short story. So that is now done. I've had something inside of me that's been telling me just to get these things to sort of move a bit faster on these things. So I basically wrapped up the second draft of that story and it's out. It's done, complete. And now we can move on. What I'll do is when I finally film in the office, most likely tomorrow, I'll have like the updated like list basically of where I'm at. But for now, second draft is done. What you're seeing now on the screen here is me working through the first draft of my next short story. It's actually not necessarily even the next one in the sense that I had already started working on it about back in February, and I stopped about halfway through because I had to do some edits to something else. That's basically what it was. So I'm picking up basically where I just left off. So picking right up here and going to finish up this first draft of a story. And it's quite well. I have to say, what you're seeing right here is me just reading through the first half of the first draft that I wrote, just making some corrections and adjustments. It ain't bad. It is not bad. I don't want to jinx it, but this again might be maybe the best first draft that I've had up to this point so far with anything. I feel like I've said that before with other stories too, but this especially feels very, very strong. I say it often, but your first drafts need to matter. You've got to get your first drafts to matter at least a little bit. You've got to get them done correctly, and that often means slowly and deliberately. And the reason why is, in my scenario right here, you can come back and you can start making corrections and edits, and the process actually moves pretty darn well. It actually goes pretty darn well. A lot of the things I was changing were making some sentence level corrections, some word choice corrections, some notes on different things here, but they came out strong, and the reason for it was simply just my edits. Was just making my edits on my first draft as I went along. That I was taking my time and really thinking through what I put down the first time. Ultimately, all first drafts are still bad. They still have to be refined, but the stronger you make your first draft, the easier everything else in this process is. I'm going to keep harping on that probably till I'm done with this vlog, but strong first drafts, strong. And that just means, again, they don't have to be perfect, but they have to be done very deliberately and very carefully written with good word choice, good sentences, written in a way that is clear and that you're getting your sentences and your words to say what you want them to mean, and that they aren't simply just words and sentences that you're just throwing off the top of your head. You're not just sitting at the page and the first thing that comes to your head, you go, oh, type it out, right? You are constructing some strong sentences, some strong words in your head, thinking them over, and then putting them on the page. You're mulling it over. If you watch this channel, you see a lot of this. You see a lot of me reading. You see a lot of me kind of just staring at a computer. You don't necessarily see all that much typing in a lot of these videos. The reason why, again, is a lot of the sentences, a lot of the work that you do, it's in your head first, and you need to keep it there. And then when you have something that's okay, that's pretty well constructed, then lay it down. Lay those sentences out. And then, again, review it afterwards. But doing that will make a much stronger draft. The people that I see that have these really quick drafts, they just kind of shoot off. It's just not that strong of prose, and that's what I tend to aim for is strong prose. That's perhaps where a lot of this vlog comes from, is that notion, that you want to have strong writing. I don't go into this just trying to tell a great story with okay writing. I want to tell a good story or a great story with great writing. I don't kind of go for the more pulpy writing. I don't necessarily go for just the kind of quick, more genre-esque kind of writing that maybe you've seen before. I try to make my work as my prose as strong as possible, and it's not all flowery language. By no means is it all flowery language. I hope it's evocative. I hope the language is very sensory. I hope that it is very vivid, but it's not always beautiful. It's not always flowery. In fact, a lot of my sentences I write and a lot of things I write are very simple. That's where the strength can come in. That's where the strength your writing can show, is if you can make it vivid but making it strong as well. And so today was simply going over that, was just going through that first draft and making some of these corrections here. I had to make a couple word choice corrections. In fact, if you'd like to know a bit more, one of the main things I was going through on this draft and doing was going through and deciding whether I wanted the character is the young child, to refer to their parents as mom and dad or mother and father, and making that distinction in my head about, all right, do I want them to be referred to this way or that way? And it carries a lot of implication. There's a distance when you call your parents mother and father. There's a very formal nature to it. Mommy and daddy is very, sorry, I do apologize. Someone, I'm recording this right now in my car, and oh my God, somebody just pushed their shopping cart into like the lane next to where the shopping carts are supposed to be put, and they just looked around real quickly, like hoping that no one saw them, and raced back into their car and then took off. The expression was hilarious. It was very, very funny. It was a woman, I don't know, maybe 50s, 60s, yeah, probably 60s. Just quickly looked around, was like, oh my God, no one saw me. Got back. Sorry for the distraction there. That was just that was too funny not to share. But yeah, so a lot of the stuff today was about small changes. Again, the idea of using the notion of mother and father or mom and dad. Just that word choice alone will affect tons of views of your character. Everything, again, from the relationship the character has to their parents, to the distance, to the respect level, to sort of the formal nature of their relationship, how the dynamics work. Are they parents that are very, very strict and ones that keep some distance? Are they ones that are very, very more, I guess, like new agey, liberal, whatever parents, right? Big difference in just how you refer to them. And so today was about going through that. Was me kind of deciding what feels stronger. And honestly, it wasn't as simple of an answer as one might think. One might think it's a bit of an easy answer depending upon their social dynamics, social status, and all that stuff. It wasn't. I actually had to take a little bit of time to really consider over that. But again, something that's simple, something as simple as just how you refer to your parents and what title you give them, will impact everything. And you have to really think through all of the connections of this. So with that, I'm going to wrap up here. I will see you all tomorrow. Hopefully this one will be in the office. But with that, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all tomorrow.